Welcome back to my channel, The Movie Optimist, everybody. Today I want to talk about something that's been really important to me over the last couple of months that I've been really thinking about making a video on, but I've been putting it off because, well, there's good arguments to be made on both aspects of what I'm about to talk about. But after this weekend, it compelled me to sit down and make this video. All 4 original films of the last 2 weeks have tanked. You have Alto Nights, which is the new Robert De Niro film where he's playing 2 characters and it's about the fall of like a crime family. Then you have Mickey 17, Bong Joon-ho's newest film starring Robert Pattinson. That's like a science fiction thriller and comedy. That was amazing. Then you have Locked, the new Bill Skarsgård movie with Anthony Hopkins where he gets locked in a car. And then you have Magazine Dreams, the new Jonathan Majors film, minus all the controversy, please. I don't want to talk about that here. There's a whole nother video dedicated to that. But there are 4 original films that came out and they all tanked. Now you can make an argument why Magazine Dreams did, but the other 3, well, it's not good. And the point I'm trying to make here is I want to sit down and talk about the death of modern cinema and why it is our fault. And I'm not going to say our fault because it's definitely not my fault, but most of the people probably watching this video, it is your fault. Now, I watch a lot of podcasts. I watch the John Campea show. I watch the Christian Harloff show. I watch Chris Stuckman. I love Jeremy Johns. These guys are my idols. And a lot of the times when they're going through topics, I look in their comment section and, I comment along and I try and add to the overall film space community by contributing my thoughts and opinions. And I always see people talking about how Hollywood is out of ideas and how they keep reverting back to sequels. And yeah, because Hollywood believes in something that may be a little controversial, maybe a lot of people don't believe in it. It's kind of like a mythical thing that not a lot of people like to talk about, but it's called math. They believe in math and numbers. And before I get into the heart of what I think is wrong with our society right now, I just want to paint a picture for you guys. So for everyone about to try and argue with me that I'm wrong or right, let's just go over 2 separate lists really quick. So for the people talking about how there are no more original movies, here are the last couple original movies. We have Alto Nights, Mickey 17, Riff Raff, Love Hurts, Locked, Magazine Dreams, Black Bag, Last Breath, The Monkey, Presence, Hard Eyes, Companion, Better Man, Elevation, We Live in Time, Blink Twice, Trap, The Bike Riders, If, my favorite film of last year, The Fall Guy, Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, Boy Kills World, Abigail, Civil War, Monkey Man, Arthur the Dog, Book of Clarence, Silent Night, Killers of the Flower Moon, and The Creator. And the reason why I'm listing all these films is because they're all original films that all did not do good at the box office. They did not make money. They lost the studio money because nobody showed up to watch them. Yet here we are in the comment section talking about how there's no more original movies. Now let's talk about the movies that have come out that have done at least moderately well to really good. Captain America Brave New World, Wolfman, Mufasa, Sonic 3, Moana 2, Gladiator 2, Wicked, Venom the Last Dance, Alien Romulus, Deadpool and Wolverine, Despicable Me 4, Twisters, Quiet Place Day 1, Bad Boys Ride or Die, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Godzilla x Kong The New Empire, Dune 2, Kung Fu Panda 4, Wonka, and for a little asterisk, Barbie and Oppenheimer. Now granted, those were both original films, but they were events. They were event films, and that is so incredibly rare. They don't count. There was just a stroke of luck, a stroke of genius, cross-marketing. They both blew up the internet, became TikTok sensations. Everyone wanted to see them. But outside of that, everything else I just named on that list, do you sense a pattern? It's sequels. Now, on one hand, there was a lot of movies on both lists. We had a lot of original films that came out this year, and we had a lot of sequels and IP films that came out this year. All of the IP films made money, and all of the original films didn't. Now, one could make the argument that there's a lot more advertising, getting the word out there, that something like a Captain America Brave New World is coming. They're on posters everywhere. There's 46 different trailers. There's thousands upon millions of dollars to throw at the cast to go on social media and advertise it, where a lot of these independent films don't have it. So sure, there's more marketing. And the reason why they get more marketing is because of math. Because it is proven that people only want to show up nowadays. I'm not talking about 10 years ago or 15 years ago. People now don't deem it a necessity to rush out to the theater to see a movie that isn't a blockbuster explosive sequel to an IP they've already seen. I blame primarily COVID for this. And the reason behind that is because I have living proof that caters to my theory. And essentially, before COVID, I used to go to the movies every single Tuesday with my elementary school lifelong friend, this guy Kerry, and we went to the movie every Tuesday. Every Tuesday while I was at work, I'd get the text message, yo, what time is the movie tonight? I'll meet you there. And that was what we did for like 15 years. COVID happened, and obviously movie theaters shut down. Now, I was always an incredibly die-hard movie fan. My friend Kerry liked movies too, not as much as me, but it was just something that we did throughout our entirety of childhood that it became routine for him. Once COVID hit and that routine broke, he adapted new routines. He started going to the gym. He started doing this. He got a dog. He started doing all these other things. He met friends at work that he didn't normally talk to and like started going out with them on Tuesdays. And then once COVID went away and I tried to get him to come back, he was like, yeah, man, it's not really for me anymore. He's like, you know, I'll come once in a while to see the movies that I'm really excited about, but everything else, like I'll just watch at home on Netflix when it hits streaming. And that right there, that is the problem that COVID started. But it's not just COVID, but I'm going to start with COVID. COVID got people used to the idea of movies coming straight to streaming. Warner Brothers notoriously screwed over all of their filmmakers by taking all the movies they made for the big screen and put them on the streaming service rather than waiting for the pandemic to end. One, because they needed people to start showing up and buying these streaming services because these studios needed to make money somehow with nobody going to the theaters, so they put all the movies on streaming. That conditioned people to watching these big, massive blockbusters at home, like all of the Pixar films and a bunch of Warner Brothers superhero films and Marvel films. And that was kind of the start of the process of turning people off from the movie theaters. Then they took the theatrical window that used to be 90 days. It used to be if a movie was coming out and you really wanted to see it, if you didn't go to the theater to see it, you had to wait 3 months to watch that movie finally and be a part of the conversation. And most people don't want to wait that long. I wouldn't want to wait that long. That's absurd. But then movie studios turned it to 45 days. They screwed the movie theaters over and said, we're doing 45 days now. So movies are only going to be in theaters for 45 days. Then we can put them on our streaming services for people to rent on demand and stream. But then what started happening is when movies would come out and they didn't do that well, then they would immediately pull them from the theaters and put them on a streaming service after just a week. A movie would be in theaters for a week and then pop up on HBO Max a week later. Now, a lot of these movies that come out that aren't a sequel to the Avengers Endgame, where people have to rush out opening night to see it, when it's a smaller movie like a Fall Guy that looks somewhat decent, people are like, oh, we'll just wait a week or two. They'll show up on streaming and we'll watch it there. And to the average everyday Joe that doesn't really think too much about the movies, it's like, what's the big deal? Well, the big deal is that's only going to work for so long until movie theaters are like, we're not going to keep making these big budgeted original movies like The Creator, like The Fall Guy, if people aren't showing up to see them. Because what happens is they make them, no one sees them, then they put them on streaming. Now, sure, everyone watches them on streaming, but those movies don't make a single dollar now. They don't make any of their production budget back, and now we never get a sequel to The Fall Guy, which was an amazing movie and my favorite film of last year. So, what does Hollywood do? They're like, well, The Fall Guy didn't do that well. Let's make a Captain America 4. Let's make a Jurassic Park 17. Let's make another Mission Impossible. What other original IP can we dig up? We got Top Gun. People love that movie. Let's make a Top Gun 2. I love Top Gun 2. Don't get me wrong. I think there's a place in Hollywood for sequels. I do. I love them. But if we don't start showing up for these smaller films, like all of the ones I just named, Companion, Mickey 17, which was wonderful and one of the best movies of the year, Heart Eyes, Better Man, If, Fall Guy, Arthur the Dog, if we don't show up to watch these movies, we're not going to get them in the movie theaters anymore. And we're going to get shittier, watered down versions of them that are straight to Netflix films, which we all know aren't that good. And some people might be watching this video going, great, who cares? Well, the problem is, if we don't have those smaller budgeted movies that carry the movie theaters along, waiting for the bigger budgeted movies to come out and make bank at the theaters, theaters aren't going to exist much longer. Theaters can't survive on summer movies only. They need all of the little guys in between to carry them across the finish line. They need movies to get them through the winter months and through the fall and through the spring. And that's where all of these lower budgeted independent films that are wonderful kind of reside that everyone's not showing up to go see. So when I see people in comment section going, oh, there's no more original films anymore. Yes, there are. There are tons of them. I just listed a bunch, and all the ones I listed were really good. And those are only the movies that I saw that week. I'm only one guy. I can't see everything. But for every one movie I saw, there was 2 more in the theaters that I didn't get around to. So figure, take that list I said and triple it. That's how many original movies there are, but nobody's going to see them. And then people are complaining that there are no original movies. There are, y'all just aren't showing up for it. And you could blame it on marketing. You could say, oh, well, I didn't know it was coming out. But if you love movies that much and you're that concerned to the point where you're literally taking time out of your day to send comments into a YouTube channel about how there's no more original stuff, then go to YouTube and go to RottenTomatoTrailers.com every day and just refresh and see what new movies are coming out. Check your local theater. Just see what movies are playing in theaters. They're there. No one's going to see them. And soon we're not going to have movie theaters anymore. And guess what? If we don't have movie theaters anymore, they're not going to keep making $300 million films like Avengers, like Top Gun Maverick, like The Batman, like Jurassic Park 4. They're not going to make them if there's only streaming services as an avenue to watch movies. It's not sustainable. You can't make a $300 million movie like Electric State, put it on Netflix, and make $1 off of it. They're not going to keep doing that because at the end of the day, movies need to make money to keep making movies. So, you know, in 5, 10, 15 years from now, it's looking really bleak where we're going to live in a world where we're just getting Love is Blind and shitty $20 million bad CGI blockbuster extravaganzas on streaming services. Sure, there are the diamonds on the rough, like on Apple TV+. We got a show like Severance, which is just top-tier entertainment. Sometimes you get something like The Irishman on Netflix. Once in a while, Netflix puts out a really good movie, like The Old Guard, or like I just said, The Irishman. Sometimes you get quality, like the Extraction movies. It happens. We just got The Gorge on Apple TV+, which I thought was wonderful, and Wolves, starring George Clooney, that was directed by the same guy that did the Spider-Man trilogy. I love that movie. It was originally supposed to be in theaters, but they put it on streaming for whatever reason. I don't know why. That movie would have done well in theaters. That movie was quality too, so it happens. You do get good movies on streaming services sometimes, but for every 10 films, one of them is great and 9 of them are bad, and that is going to be our movie existence going forward if we don't start supporting all movies. Now, this isn't a video for everybody. To the people that only like superhero films, this isn't directed at you. This is directed at movie lovers as a whole. People that are watching videos like this. People that watch the John Campea show, the Christian Harloff show, the Chris Stuckman show, Jeremy Johns, Sean Chandler. We need to support smaller films. And I think that you'll surprise yourself, and if you do check in on some of these films, you'll have so many great things to look forward to because there are so many original movies dying for you to go and watch it that you don't even realize is there. So please, to all the people complaining that there are no more original films, just go to YouTube, search what new movies are coming out, find something that you think looks interesting, and go to the movies and support it. Even just this weekend, you could still go see Ash, which I just saw with Isaac Gonzalez and Aaron Paul. That's a super low-budget science fiction horror film, and it's fantastic. Mickey 17 is a great science fiction comedy, worthy of your time. Alto Nights, I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to see it tomorrow. I'm really excited about it. It's Robert De Niro playing alongside Robert De Niro in a mob movie. Who doesn't love mob movies? Go and support your local theater. Go and support independent films. The movie universe as a whole needs you to show up and support these films. Stop complaining about it. Don't be a part of the problem. Be the solution. I implore you. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you rush out to see as much as possible like I do? It's kind of hard for a lot of people. I see like 2 to 3 movies every week when possible, but you know, other people have families and kids and it's not really that possible. How often do you get around to going to the movies? I'd love to talk about it in the comments down below. And as always, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I'll catch you next time.